It's Monday, people, and happy Monday to you. It's your boy Ruck in the building, man. It is game week officially. Tennessee gets to strap the pads up again, and we get to play Arkansas. We get to play a team that we've struggled with for the last really 25 years. It's just not – this series is a lot more back and forth than you would probably think. And it's time to change the narrative completely. It's time for Tennessee to lock in. Time for us to take care of our business and do what we're supposed to do and beat the absolute, you know what, out of Arkansas this weekend at Neyland Stadium. 4:15 kick here locally. It's going to be a fun time. I'm very excited about this football game. And we're going to dive in tonight to who is Arkansas? What are they bringing into Knoxville? Boy, do they have some transition. This team does not look like the same team that started the season 5 games ago. This is an interesting group of individuals that are now led by a different head coach with a completely different deep. All I'm going to tell y'all is this. It's time to handle business. It's time to do what we do and handle that business. Welcome to the Who is Arkansas show. I got my boys Dylan and C2 with me. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Welcome to the Monday Who is Arkansas show. Let's get it.
Tennessee's the program to keep an eye on. If you want to know which program that's not currently at the head table of college football, it's Tennessee.
Now Meshack's got to go. A fire! Fire! Jabari Meshack wins it! He needs a strike. Burton needs a bolt. Swing and a miss! And for the first time, Rocky Top reaches the mountaintop of college baseball.
What's good, people, and welcome to Straight Up Tennessee on a Monday, man. Get your popcorn ready. Let's tap in for the next few minutes together, man. I got my boys Dylan and C2 with me. Y'all know what to do, though. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the channel a little bit earlier, boys. A 30-minute up. I kind of like it. On a Monday because you know what? Your boy I'm still trying to get over this sickness, man. It's about to halt my travel plans on Wednesday, C2. Like, I'm about to literally just do my Nashville trip in a day. Like, I'm just going to come on Thursday, do my meeting, and go home. If I don't feel any better by tomorrow.
Hey, I mean, you do what you got to do, man.
But I don't want to. I want to hang out. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hang, but your boy is it's like for 6 hours, I'll feel like, bruh, to infinity and be like, bro, I'll take over the world. And then I just start sweating out of nowhere, bro. like a whore in a crack house. Like I just start sweating. You hear what I'm talking about? No, just sweating, boy. So yeah. It's Monday though, boys. We got to start the show off the right way. We got to just cut up, bro, and let people know, like, we really don't be on here like you know, while we do have really good scouts and there's things that are very professional about what we do, we suck at being authentic. Like we're not authentic, but just being serious all the time, I should say. So
yeah.
How y'all feeling, man? Deal, let's go to you first. Obviously, game week, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but obviously now it's Monday. Heupel met with the media. Braylon Staley, you know, a couple of our guys got to talk to the media today. After listening to them, understanding the task at hand with this is an interesting matchup, dude. This is the most interesting week of for us that I think that we'll go into with a complete, like, what is happening, right? How you feeling on a Monday?
Yeah, I'm still confident. I mean, there's just been so much turnover for Arkansas that I feel really confident, to be honest with you. But we still got to go play them, and this has historically been a matchup that's always weird. In '98 we played them, and we got a really lucky bounce, and sure enough, we won that game and ended up winning the Natty. But yeah, it's just a weird game, but I think we take care of business this Saturday.
C2, how about you, my boy? How you feeling on a Monday? All the history between like Tennessee's rivalries, excuse me, are typically what we would say Florida, Alabama, and I guess as of recent, maybe Georgia, right? Like it's just become a game that Tennessee hasn't won, but this game gets overlooked as far as history is concerned. Like we've had to beat Arkansas to get to places, and then they've had to beat us to get to places. So, like, how are you feeling on a Monday?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling pretty good. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about how incredible of like an offensive mastermind Bobby is. Just give a little teaser for my by the numbers that'll be coming Wednesday. I'm doing a coach comparison between their Bobby and our Josh Heupel, who sometimes gets compared to Bobby from King of the Hill. And while like he's a good coach, I get like he's a good coach, but I wouldn't put him in the same realm of like when I think of a great coach, I wouldn't put him in that same realm by any stretch of the imagination at all, just from what I'm seeing. So yeah, I feel good. I'm sure he'll have some things dialed up on offense with a running quarterback is his bread and butter. He loves that. But firing your entire defensive staff is an interesting move, to say the least.
It's not the move, right? But that was the move you made after your offense really hadn't been playing well. I mean, you take the Memphis game and the second half, what happened? You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of people are hyping up Petrino so much because it's just different, right? Petrino's most recent success was with coaching Lamar Jackson. And I think anyone could coach Lamar Jackson and he would be great.
And yeah, I guess he had some success there.
But it still wasn't like they never won the ACC or never won the I guess they were in the American at that time, but they never won.
No, they were in the ACC, and they never, in the 3 years Lamar was there, they never had a season with less than 4 losses, which I don't know how you pull that off when you've got a generational talent at quarterback. And yeah, people want to talk about how all they can do is run, but that's just not the case. Like you watch his NFL tape, you look at his stats from the NFL, he can throw. So yeah. I guess he was successful with Lamar, but if we had someone like Lamar and Lamar won, and let's say Joey was of the same like skill set as Lamar, right? And he won the Heisman and we went 9-4 that year, I'd be pissed.
Oh, facts. Because what did we do? Nothing. He did something great, but we did nothing to help. So, I mean, let's see. Smokey Payton, man, let's hit the chat up. He says Vols kicking some Razorback. Yep, you know what it is. Slick 420. What up, Slick? He says, what up, fellas? Steven Johnson says Arkansas is a team that no matter how much better we are than them, they always give us a tough game. We'll see on Saturday. That's my answer to that right now. Slick said, but Steven, we've only played Arkansas one time with Heupel as coach. That's true. And it was just, we all felt. Excuse me. See, I'm saying, bro.
Jeez.
Help a brother out. Good God.
Bless you, man. Bless you, man.
But see, like, that's the thing, though. We all, the week heading into Arkansas, we were confident that Tennessee would win the game, but we all said, like, I don't know, though. Like, there's a piece of this that's just not okay. You know what I mean? Like, and we knew Nico wasn't good. Like, not necessarily wasn't good, but he wasn't playing good. So it was like there was nothing. The thing that we held on to hope for last year playing Arkansas was maybe this is the game it clicks. right? That's all we kept saying all game, every single game that it didn't click. Maybe this is the game that clicks. And guess what? It didn't click, people. People still running wide open. We couldn't hit them, right? I mean, they're playing 3 high safeties, and we still have people running open, and Nico wouldn't even throw him the ball.
Nope.
Okay. Let's see. Adrian in the chat. What up, A? He says, what's good, everyone? Matt, what's good? Matt, he says hello. Y'all, let's dive into the obvious news today. Josh Heupel meets with the media, and he gets asked the question about Jermon McCoy. And it is very unlikely that he straps up on Saturday. I don't think that changes a ton for me mentally. It sucks. You wish that the guy could go play. But you also have to remember, man, like, he's not playing to get a higher draft stock at this point. You know what I mean? Like, he's solidified a first round. It's just where in the first round. And I think his camp and his team are also thinking that way. Like, until he is ready, he's not going to play football. I could see, if Tennessee's got playoff aspirations and SEC championship aspirations after that second bye week after Oklahoma, then we're sitting here talking about, okay, Jermon McCoy's probably going to play against New Mexico State. He's going to go to Florida and play, and then he's going to come back in Vandy, and then we're going to have a playoff run, right? Like, that's what I'm seeing, at least right now, because Heupel gave no implications on, like, this is how close he is. He just keeps saying he keeps progressing. Man, this ain't y'all, we 6 games in. You know what I mean? Like, there's no more progressing, brother. Like, you either ready or not. And by the sound of it, he's not ready. And he's not. And it doesn't sound like he's going to be anytime soon.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But we've had guys step up in his absence, and I feel like that's a huge thing. Having Ty Redmond out there, having Colton Hood out there, it's given me so much more confidence in the secondary, even without Jermod. Yes, you'd love to have him back, but I mean, at this point, what we have is working. So,
yeah, I think me and C2 were talking about this. It's like, yes, you want Jermon McCoy back, but at what level do you want him back? Do you want back a 75% Jermon McCoy? Like, that's not better than 100% Ty Redmond. I'm sorry. Like, it's not, right? Like, now we talking more like 90%, then I'm like, of course, that's much better. 85% even. But it's like, that position requires so much twitch and so much change of direction. It's not something that you can just roll out and be like, all right, we're ready to go. It's like, why is Zakai Ziegler? Why did it take him so long after his ACL injury to get back? That basketball requires the same type of left, right, agility type stuff that, man, like, you just can't, if this was an ACL and he was playing tight end, very different.
Yeah.
Like, you're going forward and backwards, very rare laterally, very rare, right? So this is just different, man. It's a different kind of injury at this position. It's not something that he can play with, especially, he's on mock drafts as top 10 pick and he hasn't played a snap, dude. Like, Slick in the chat says, Ty Redmond has given me a reason to be upset about Jermon not coming back. Hold on. Ty Redmond has given me no reason reason to be upset about Jermon not coming back. He is still getting experience. I'm telling you, Ty Redmond's freshman season right now, he doesn't have an interception like this guy that I'm about to say had. This guy that I'm about to say, like, give you a comparison to who his freshman season is turning out to be like. He hasn't had interceptions like this guy had. But this guy was more of a ball hawk. He wasn't necessarily insane in coverage, but he would be in the right position every time to get the football. And his freshman season just reminds me a lot of Cam Sutton's. Like, Cam Sutton early struggled. He showed flashes in games, but he just wasn't like all the way there. But I remember that year, dude, when we got to Georgia, because we used to play Georgia in October at that time. Like, you were like, oh my goodness, like, Cam Sutton's going to be a dude. And it was right around this time every year. And so it's like, Ty Redmond has now played 5 football games, started 4 of them. And he's had a bye week, a full week to rest, get recuperated, get back in the film room, work alongside his vets. this is now the time where he begins to blow up and really expand his game. Ryan says, indeed, definitely reminds me of Cam. I'm telling you, like, everything about the way his season is going is just like Cameron Sutton's. Aside from the interceptions, like Cam Sutton was a interception machine his freshman season. I think he had 3. But again, he was a ball hawk. His coverage skills weren't necessarily that great. But if the ball was in the air one-on-one, he was coming down with it. That was just his thing. He did that all 4 years at Tennessee. So Steven Johnson in the chat says, Slick, I'm thinking back to the 90s. They always play us tough. Absolutely. That's what I was saying. You know, Dylan talked about in 98, how the ball just fell in our side. And then the very next year, Arkansas beat us, right? In 99. So, like, it's just it's a weird series, bro. It's not getting the publicity because it's just it's not a rivalry, but it's a good series between two teams that have historically been pretty decent. Arkansas, as of recent, not been as great, obviously. But I don't know how much this coaching change makes them better. Deal. I don't not this soon, in my opinion. But we will see. I mean, we get to all see. So, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about the televised? The SEC releases all of the information for week number 7, I believe. Third Saturday in October next weekend, and Tennessee and Alabama will be playing at 7:30 p.m. there in Tuscaloosa. This game historically has quite honestly never been played at 7:30. It's always been the CBS 3:30 game. Is this ESPN and ABC and the SEC just floating Bama's boat? Because that Ole Miss and Georgia game should probably be at 7:30.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, putting a top 10 matchup at the 2:30 slot instead of the prime time slot. It's a little weird.
I mean, listen. There's a world, depending on how Tennessee wins this football game Saturday, there's a world where this is 2 top 10 teams.
That's true.
Right? And so they know the history. They know the rivalry. They know. I think they've already penciled in game day for this game as well. Right? Like, there's going to be so much hype around it. And I mean, I don't like to jump ahead, but we can because we're fans. We don't play for this football team. We cover it. Right? I was more scared of Georgia than I was Alabama. And maybe let me say this, and y'all tell me if this is why. It's because, like, we've crossed that bridge already. Like, we've beat them twice in the last 4 seasons, right? We haven't done that with Georgia, so I think that's why we all still have some hesitations when we have to play that football team, right?
Yeah.
You should have won this game this year, right? But you still didn't. And that's kind of how it was against Alabama. Let's take it back to 2008. 6-3 against Alabama, right? Like, it was just one of those things. You couldn't beat them. It didn't matter what it took. You couldn't beat them. You couldn't beat them. And so now you can. And this team, I'm sorry, bro. Offensively, they soft. Ryan Williams, soft. Charmin, soft. Boy, is Charmin ultra soft. You hear him talking about the stuff that when you wipe your butt, it tear off in your butt. That's how soft he is. Soft, dog. Jeremy Bernard is a dog. He should go first round. I like him. Zaya Horton, if they would target the dude more, he'd be their best receiver. But they don't even get him the ball. So I don't know.
Fast.
Yeah, he's Dante Thornton all over again. Literally, he's 6'5" and can run like 24 miles an hour. Like, it's unbelievable.
Here is my concern with the Alabama game. And I'm hoping
BVS
hoping things
C2.
will
That's his
change.
nickname.
No,
BVS C2. Here we
no,
go.
not BVS. Just noticing the trends of the season. Alabama's defense is best stopping the pass. They are fifth in the nation in pass yards allowed. They are 88th in rushing yards allowed, which would be great if we come out and run the ball. If we come out and run the ball, this game's ours. No question in my mind. But if we come out doing the thing where we're trying to pass, like, and he's got 21 pass attempts and we've got 6 rush attempts by the end of the first half again, like, it's going to be a toss-up.
I feel like our
it
defense
comes
is
down
better
to.
than their offense, though.
That's true. I do want Colton Hood to be Ryan Williams' shadow all game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know. I wouldn't even care about him. I'm serious, dude.
Yeah. He really
is
hasn't played well.
He isn't doing anything.
Mm-mm.
Like, who's the shot? Like, Colton Hood needs to follow Jeremy Bernard around. He's getting the most targets. He's getting like twice as many targets as anyone else. Him and Cuevas, the tight end, because Ty Simpson can't. Ty Simpson getting 2 reads, y'all. 2 reads. Yeah. He ain't getting nothing else. So we'll dive into that. Man, I can sit here and talk about that the rest of the night. Let's see. Getting to the chat real quick before we hop into the scout. Ryan said Memphis had 285-ish on the ground. I really hope we run the rock consistently this week. Yeah, we definitely got to get the rock going, the run game quick. Matt says, yes, Ruck. Yes, ridiculous. Yeah, talking about how soft they are. Steven's just laughing. Matt says, that's why I get the Charmin strong. Fags, bro. Slick says, I see Braylon Staley having a game like Jalen Hyatt did in 22 against Bama. He's so fast for the Arkansas DBs. Yeah, I think it's definitely a redeemed game for him. I mean, you're going to have bad games. Everybody have bad football games, right? Jalen Hyatt played terrible against Georgia in 2022, and that season he also played bad against South Carolina, which was him going back home, right? It was between us and South Carolina when he committed. And so Braylon Staley, he's going to be fine. He's been fine all year. He's been one of the most reliable targets, right? So sometimes you are a little juiced up. He had a lot of family history with the Mississippi State game. There's a lot of that I think played into his drops, and I mean, it's going to be better. He will be better. So I think he's going to be fine. He's not something that I'm necessarily worried about moving forward at all, really. I'm more worried about, and I'm not even really necessarily, I can't really say worried, but the position that I have circled for the foreseeable future until Ethan Davis is back is the tight end room. What's Jack Van Dorsler like, really? Miles Kisselman don't need to be playing 70 plus snaps, bro. Like, Jack only played 7 or 9 snaps against Mississippi State. Like, that can't, that's not okay. You know what I mean? Like, is he ready with a bye week? Is he ready to take on, maybe 16 to 20 snaps? Because that would change the trajectory. Because, I mean, if we want to call a spade, Jack Van Dorsler is a better pass catcher than Miles Kisselman, to be honest. And so the best pass catcher in the whole room is Deshaun Brame. And I'm just wondering what's up with him. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. This is a good week to try things at that position, I think. Try things there. So, boys, let's dive into the scout, man, on a Monday. C2, like C2 said, he's going to do by the numbers on Wednesday night. So you're not going to get by the numbers tonight. You can blame C2 for it if you want to, or just come back Wednesday and don't blame him. So you kind of win both ways. You can blame him just to get on his nerves, and then you can come back and hear him give it to you on Wednesday. So me and Dill have a couple of little things tonight. I mean, I guess I have a ton. On the offensive side of the ball, defensively, man, this team is just, it's weird right now. So who is Arkansas? Well, Arkansas has been historically a decent program. I think over the last few years, Sam Pittman tried to build something special there in Fayetteville, and a great season in year 2. And then since then, it's just not been great, which led to his firing just a little under 2 weeks ago after that massive loss to Notre Dame. So obviously, Bobby Petrino gets moved up. Now is the interim head coach, which let's just call a spade a spade. They're probably going to hire him to be the head coach of this football team. They're going to try to make this easy. And so we'll see what that looks like. They do have a completely new defensive staff. There's just a lot of weird things about this, man. But one thing that's not weird is that they have a dog at quarterback. I mean, Taylor Green, redshirt senior, was at Boise State, transfers in last year. Just a freak athlete. Still struggles with downfield accuracy, still struggles in that middle third with accuracy over the middle of the football field. But he's a true dual threat. Hence, he is also their leading rusher. Mm-hmm. He's not only the quarterback that has over 1,000 yards already, he also is leading this team in rushing. So you want to talk about a do-it-all kind of guy, that is Taylor Green. His backup is a redshirt freshman, KJ Jackson. We don't know a lot about him because Taylor Green is just one of those guys. 6'6", 235 is Green, and that's a big dude. The running back room for Arkansas isn't bad at all. Mike Washington Jr. Is the starter for them. He's a transfer in, and then one guy that we know very well in Knoxville, Mr. Braylon Russell, 6'2", 248 at running back. And if we have struggled tackling, we're going to have to do some good tackling because Mike Washington is also 6'2", 228. So we're going to have to tackle this week when it comes to the running backs. They haven't been able to run the football very well, though, because this offensive line is not what it was last year. Much worse, I would say, than they were. They do still return Fernando Carmona, who was kind of their leader up there last year, kind of helped them push that ball down our throat. That one of those last few drives in 2024, that was brutal to me. I hated watching it, but they literally they put B2A. That's what they did on them last few drives. They just ran it down our throat. So the offensive line is a concern for them right now. It's not it's just you don't know what they really are. There's been a lot of shuffling, and so I think Tennessee can exploit that, being one of the best teams at getting to the quarterback. Not setting the edge will kill us. Kill us in a game like this. Their wide receivers. Omega Blake is a boy. Raylan Sharp, Ismail Cisse, Cam Shanks, CJ Brown, Courtney Crutchfield he's a transfer. They have some good guys in that room. Will Taylor Green have the time to get the football to them? Notre Dame made it hard, and so we'll see. Defensively, man, I can't even give you guys anything scheme-wise. I'm hoping Dylan has some things just for what their current DC, who just was hired, what he kind of likes to do. Personnel-wise, Quincy Rhodes Jr., Cam Ball, Danny Salili, I think that's Sally, Justice Boone. These are some of the defensive line and their edge players. They're very experienced, but there's still question marks, man. Like, there's not a ton of depth in those positions. There's a bunch of huge, humongous kids, but who are they? Right. I don't know necessarily if this is going to be something that Tennessee is going to struggle with. Now, I will tell you, at linebacker, Xavier Sori is a dog. He started the season on the Bernard watch list. This is one of their best groups that they have, right? This is probably the best group. Steven Dix Jr., another senior who's played a ton of football. This is their best defensive group, is the linebacker room. Sori's like 6'3", like 230 something, and Dix is like 6'2", 246, like as a linebacker. So this group is very solid and can kind of, I guess they have the experience to cause some problems to Tennessee. But when I see those type of linebackers and that type of weight, send Braylon Staley. Let's just get loose with them on these crossers and see what happens. Secondary, this is an inexperienced group, right? Jaheim Singletary is the guy for them. I like this guy a lot, actually. Larry Worth is a senior. This group just doesn't have a lot of cohesion. It's very transfer portal driven. They had a ton of turnover at receiver. Obviously, they just had a defensive staff change. I don't know what this room is. Slaughter leaves. They lose a lot of guys last year. I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't. So obviously, there's a whole lot of unknowns defensively for this team, but I don't know. And y'all, this is great, man. Before Dylan, you dive in, my man, Dr. Dre, who is a Arkansas fan, he says, woo, pig suey. He's going to actually say a couple of things. I want to read these things. He said, y'all look good this season. I wish Bobby P's first game was against he says, I wish Bobby P's first game was against Mississippi State or Auburn. I've had this as a loss before the season even started. Says our D-line hasn't done anything, no depth, had to convert offensive linemen to defense. Sorey hasn't tackled super well. The defense has been hard to watch. He says Hawks secondary has been Swiss cheese. So this is a fan of Arkansas just being honest about where they are. And I think that's what makes this game weird, Deal. And C2 is like, they're not in a great place defensively, which is where Tennessee now, with how this offense has evolved, changed under Josh Heupel and Joey Aguilar, we should be able to score as much as we want, but can we do enough to slow down the Hogs offense? I think we can. I think we will. But how do we get there? So, Dill, let's dive in a little bit to schematics, offensively, defensively, what they kind of like to do now, because defensively, I'm sure this is going to be a very interesting game.
Yeah, I'll start with offense first. I don't have any film this week because apparently it's easier to find the Epstein flight logs than it is film on Arkansas too. But just getting started into it, the first thing that really jumped off the page at me was
hold on, bro. Hold on.
I didn't expect that to catch everybody. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
But the first thing that really jumped off the page at me is that Taylor Green holds the ball for 3.22 seconds every drop back. That is the highest in the SEC. So you got to imagine that when he gets the ball, he's either taking off running or he's just sitting back there patting the ball. So we can't have that. But the way that I lined this out is I brought the 4 things that they like to do the most, and then I wrote 4 reasons on how to stop it. But the key plays that we really got to watch out for, the first one's slants and shallow crosses. They love to run those, especially with RPOs. The second one's vertical play action. They like to hit those, but Taylor Green hasn't been the most accurate with them. The third is outside zone. Like you just said, we have to set the edge. We have to make sure that our defensive ends and our linebackers are out there. And then the fourth one is screens and draws. They haven't been very successful with them this year, but they have had success against the blitzes. And, just looking at how they've been playing on offense this year, they've been great in the first half, and then they are just terrible in the second half. I'm thinking that Bobby Petrino is scripting the first drive of the third quarter, just like he is the first, because they will come out and they will look good to start the third quarter of the second half, but they will always finish bad. The Memphis game proved that. And as far as getting into how to stop it, for the first one, we got to stop the run. Make them one-dimensional. That's one of my biggest things. If you can take the run away from Taylor Green, he will fall apart. Memphis has proved it. Notre Dame has proved it. And the second one is just to generate pressure. He is inaccurate when he is pressured. He's not been good this year. Notre Dame got 3 sacks against them. So if that's the criteria that we need to meet, I feel like we can, and we absolutely should. But as far as coverage goes, for my third one, tight man, just assert dominance on them. And we have to tackle to negate those chunk plays. We have to get that out of the way as quickly as we can. And you can also disguise some coverages, show zone, bring man. But I feel like as long as we play tight man on them, I trust Tal Redmond and I trust Colton Hood to get that job done for us. And for my last one, I said just sustain that intensity. We cannot afford for Tim Banks to come out and get conservative in the second half. We have to keep on them. We have to keep doing what we're doing. And if we do all those things, I feel like we're going to be okay versus this offense.
Let me ask you this, Dylan. Do you think defensively Tennessee is going to have more success with more of our trap game offensively, right? So Arkansas defensively versus Tennessee's offense is where I'm at. Based off of what Williams has done in the past, wherever he's been, Colorado or wherever, do you think the trap game of ours or 12 personnel and just run it straight at you? Like, which of the two do you see being better, spreading them out, or let's just run it straight at you in 12?
As far as run game goes, I feel like probably trap would work better because you're getting one of those linebackers to bite down. Really, I'm more worried about the linebackers than anybody on their defensive line. So if we can get one of those linebackers down and just wipe him completely out of the play and trap, then that would absolutely work out well. But like you said, we can also run 12 and we can do a play action out of that because their linebackers can't cover. And I'll get into that in a minute. But, if we can just take that out of the equation, we're going to be good either way. We have ways to win no matter what we do. So,
And I wanted to jump in before we move on to their defense, if that's all right, Dale, because I did
go
have
for it.
a little bit of research I had done. It just wasn't related to my by the numbers.
Yeah.
I think, especially from a passing perspective, that this offense kind of plays into our hands defensively because they haven't been doing a whole lot of screen passes this year. They haven't been doing a whole lot of behind the line of scrimmage, and that is where we have struggled.
Yep.
Is those plays at mid to deep, we're fine, and that short 0 to 9. Now, where it becomes a problem, Dill, like you brought up, is if we start being super conservative in the second half, they're going to eat that up. They're going to dink and dunk us all day. What I would like to see us do defensively, in addition to playing man, is keeping one of like 4 people, just rotating them on who is going to be spying Taylon Green to stop the run. And that's Arian Carter. That's Edwin Spillman. It's Jalen McMurray. And that's Boo Carter. Those are the 4 people that I would love to see being QB spy when we're going into man. One, I trust all 4 of those guys to tackle as long as Boo's got his head on straight, which he appeared to in the Mississippi State game. So I'm gonna choose to trust. But number 2, all 4 of those guys can hit and hit hard.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the more times, I'm not looking for him to get injured. Please don't hear me saying that. But the more times he gets hit, the less likely he's going to want to run out there. I know he's a big dude, and I know he's tough.
He got injured against Tennessee last year, doing all that running and stuff. So y'all keep going. I'm about to go tell my son good night.
Go ahead with your defensive stuff.
Yeah. As far as defense goes, I'm really just guessing here. But I looked at what Chris Davis has done historically, specifically over the last 5 years. At Colorado and in the UFL with the Houston Roughnecks, he's ran a lot of base 4-3. I don't know if that's just his bread and butter or what, but he will occasionally throw a 3-4 in there. And a lot of it's been just a bend but don't break mentality. And that could have been due to the personnel that he had at Colorado and with Houston. But it's really just a lot of, play 2 high safeties, 3 high safeties, and just let them take whatever they want underneath as long as they don't beat us with the kill shot. But they will try to stunt and twist on the defensive line. Like the commenter said earlier, they haven't had a lot of success with it, but they want to pressure with 4. And a lot of the times that doesn't happen, and that forces them to bring a linebacker down. But as far as coverage goes, they'll mix in cover 3 and quarters a ton. Like I said, just that bend but don't break mentality. But I broke down some of the strengths and weaknesses of a 4-3. I have no idea if this is what they're going to run. I mean, we don't really have tape on what he likes to do in the SEC, so this is just my shot in the dark guess of what may happen. But some of the strengths of a 4-3 is that the run defense, it usually clogs lanes. But when you don't have the personnel, you can have some issues there, as well as pass rush efficiency. They like to be aggressive. Like I said earlier, they'll stunt, they'll twist, they'll do whatever they can to try to get back there. They haven't had a lot of success with it. But they're gonna try it. We just can't let them have that. They also like to be flexible in their coverages. They'll disguise some things and they'll try to audible with ease between those coverages because the 4-3 base just gives you that much more room to kind of get in and get out of plays pretty quickly and simplify everything. And speaking of that, it's a very, very simple defense to run because the roles are always clear. Your defensive linemen are always going to be trying to get pressure. Your linebackers are always going to be pursuing, and your DBs are always going to be covering. That's the simplest way that I can ever point it out. There's not a whole lot of like Leos and stars and all these other things that you have to worry about with, say, a defense like ours or a 3-3-5 or anything like that. It's kind of Stone Age defense, but it has proved to work. And as far as how we can stop it and some of their weaknesses, it is not very tempo friendly. Usually, they really like to keep a lot of their personnel out on the field. They don't like to substitute a ton, but they will. If we stretch the field, those four-man fronts, they just can't. They can't hold up long enough for us to be able to pass the ball deep like that, especially late in the game because they're going to be gassed. It also lacks the bodies for going five wide. You can spread those zones out, especially in the secondary. Spread those zones out as wide as they can go. Wide splits are going to do us a lot of favors this game. And like Ruck said earlier, RPOs, you can outmatch them in space, especially on their linebackers. They're more bigger body linebackers. They like to hit, but they're not that great in coverage. So if we can just run an RPO on, say, a shallow cross or a slant or anything really over the middle, even a deep end maybe, those linebackers aren't really going to be able to stop that as far as coverage goes. They'll be able to lay a hit on you once you catch it, but anything after that is not going to happen. It is very D-line dependent as well. So if your defensive linemen aren't getting pressure with four, there's going to be linebackers and there's going to be DBs getting exposed because they cannot cover forever. And really the last thing is just fatigue. Like I said, they don't really substitute a lot. That's going to lead to a lot of blown assignments. There was a couple of blown assignments against Memphis, a couple against Notre Dame. But as far as it's shot in the dark, I'm just not very impressed with what he's shown historically in his defenses. He does have, the defensive line coach for the Eagles, but at the same time, you got Jalen Carter and God knows whoever else was on that defensive line in that Super Bowl run. So, really, what can you do? I mean, I do think that they have good players, but as far as a top to bottom look at their defense, I'm not impressed. I think we can pick this defense apart.
So what I'm hearing is it's going to be best for us to do a lot of 3, 4, 5 wideouts on the field, run a lot of when we do run some zones, run some outside zones, do things like that. Because if these guys are bigger linebackers that aren't very fast, they're not catching probably any of our three running backs, but they're definitely not catching Deshaun or Star in the open field. And then mixing in, throwing RPOs and deep passes. Yeah. You kind of brought up something too that I wanted to talk about with their offense and our defense. I don't think we should blitz a whole lot this game because you brought it up how they're pretty good against the blitz. And I don't really think we need to blitz a whole lot with what our defensive line can do.
Right.
I think the more we force him to try and throw it with us actually having people back there, and if we're not blitzing, it's going to be a lot easier to keep contain on him.
For sure.
See the chat. See the chat right here. Ryan Gaynor says, "Y'all think David Sanders gets to start at tackle and Perry to guard this week?"
I wouldn't mind it.
I don't see it happening though. I mean, this would be the time to do it.
Right.
Right. You had the bye week, but they've been playing so well.
Yeah.
Like, do you play him because like he's David Sanders, or do you play what's been working already? You're going to need them all. So like, I don't know what they're going to do.
I think we see more of him. I don't know if he necessarily starts. I think he definitely rotates in to help keep bodies fresh, though, a lot more than he did Mississippi State.
Yeah. You've also got to take into account the money ball effect to all this, right? Because David Sanders is making a lot of money, and people are going to want to see that money being put to work. So I feel like there's a greater chance than we think of him starting at right tackle for us.
Is there a world? No, I don't think that like that's the wrong way to start this. I think that Lance Hurd is doing we ain't said nothing about Lance, brother.
Yeah.
Right? Lance Hurd is putting on a clinic, and there's a real world where that dude goes like 3rd or 4th round next year. Right? So like he might be gone. Do you then slide Dave back to his original position, which is left? Like what does that look like in 2026, right? Is Bennett Warren ready to go? Because then if Bennett's ready, you keep Jesse Perry at a guard position and then you slide in Bennett Warren. And now it's like nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong at all. So I don't know, man. I'm excited about this, man. I'm very excited.
Yeah, in Lance Hurd's 180 pass blocking snaps, he's allowed 3 pressures all year.
Bro, I'm telling you,
It's just stupid.
one of them ones. He's killing, bro. Like he's everything he's doing has really he's slow. I think he's slowed the game down for himself in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting healthy, right? I think he had to just get healthy. And once he got healthy, I mean, I thought the rest was history. I think we all knew he was going to be good. He wasn't a 5. You're like sometimes boys, like you're not a like lineman. It's hard to get a 5-star lineman out of high school. Like that's a rare position to be a 5 at. So when they come out, it's a little different. And he was a 5, and you just kind of have to trust the process with him. And so I'm glad that we were patient, and I'm glad that we trusted the process because we are now living in a great space, understanding that this dude is going to be very special for the rest of the season and has been very great. It's crazy what getting in shape will do for you. Let's see. Ryan says, I agree. Let Sanders get some reps, but if it ain't broke, so let it play out. I definitely agree, fellas. Go ahead.
Here's the thing I'll say to agree a little bit with what Dylan said earlier is that Sham at guard, he's been good, but he has been kind of the weak link in our offensive line from specifically a pass blocking standpoint. So if they're worried about that, I don't think they will be this game, but if they're worried about that in, like next week, I could see it potentially happening then to give a bit more pass protection against Bama.
I wouldn't mind that. I think next week's going to be interesting just as a whole. I think we're going to play completely different than we have been strictly based off of how Alabama plays people. They're really not nasty up front like they've been. Linebackers are subpar. And really, I know you talked about them not having good, necessarily like them being, their top 5 in passing defense. Against who? Okay. Like, yeah, we both played Georgia, but like Georgia doesn't play like Georgia ever against Alabama. Yeah. Ever. Right? So we're talking about against Vanderbilt or against Florida State, who now can't win a game. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. We got Alabama fans at an all-time low right now. We got Alabama fans turned because they beat Vanderbilt. Y'all, I'm talking like turned, like they just won the Natty because they beat Vanderbilt by 9 at home.
And I think that plays in our favor because they would normally have that level of like pent up aggression saved for our game.
Yeah.
But because he did all that talking this offseason, they've had that pent up aggression for Vanderbilt since last season.
Yeah. And I mean, Alabama's this week is no slouch, bro. You're going to Missouri off a bye week from Missouri. I'm just saying, bro. I think Bo Peribla is a dude. I really think he's a dude. I don't think Missouri's defense is that good, to be honest. So we'll see what Ty Simpson's like on the road in that type of environment, because Como can get up. It's not like an intimidating place to play, but when they're good, it is a hard place to play.
It's
So,
gonna be loud for Bama too.
so I don't know. Let's see this, man. We're gonna answer this right here from Ryan and boys, and I think we'll just start kind of wrap this thing up. Ryan says, on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are y'all in us taking the dub in Tuscaloosa for real, for real? Ryan, I'm gonna answer that first. You dropped the curse of losing to this team. And like, let me say, it did not take Kalen DeBoer for Tennessee to beat them. You beat Nick Saban, Josh Heupel. You should have beat Nick Saban in 2023, Josh Heupel. You just had a guy who could play really, really good for 2 quarters every single game in Joe Milton. You go up 20-7 at halftime, and in Joe Milton fashion, you don't score the rest of the game. Sounds about like what we experienced with Mr. Iamaliava as well. And somehow we beat Alabama last year. That was the worst football game I've ever seen, ever. I think it was terrible, both teams. It was just not, it wasn't an enjoyable game to watch. It would have been enjoyable had Nico hit Squirrel White 4 times on drops, not even drops, overthrows. It would have been nice if Nico hit Chaz Nimrod running straight down the middle of the seam. Instead, he throws it into the 3rd row. Tennessee wins that game last year, probably 41 to what did Bama have? 17? Like, yeah. You literally win that game by 3 touchdowns. So we're sitting here talking about, like, how do we feel? Tennessee, like, I would never say this. You should go win this football game. I ain't scared of no Ty Simpson. I'm not scared of this offensive line. It's the most hyped up offensive line. Like, this is what I got to tell y'all. Nick Saban would never be throwing screen passes to an offensive lineman. That's how soft they've become. That's what I'm going to tell y'all. That's all I got to say. And it's cool and everything. Like, yeah, use your weapons. No. That's soft. That's soft. You got to throw screens to a lineman because you ain't got a receiver that's a dog enough to go get a first down. You ain't got a running back that's good enough to get you a first down with a yard. So you got to throw it to a 380-pound lineman? Okay, I'm done. Ryan, the question you asked was 1 to 10. I'm about a 10. Tennessee should win the game. I'm not worried. The only thing that gives them a little edge right now is what time the game kicks off. And can I tell y'all, that's 6:30 there. So it's really not night yet. So, I mean, the game will be a night game by the time it's over. But go win the game. What y'all boys feel like?
Yeah, I'm about an 8. I will leave a little bit of room because I know that historically when we go down to Tuscaloosa, the refs like to poke their head in.
Oh, that's going to happen.
Yeah, it always happens when we go down there. But I will have some film next week on Alabama. And I've been collecting it all season long because I've talked about it with C2 earlier in the year. And so far, they have not fixed a very, 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 very major problem with Ty Simpson's mechanics. And I'm going to bring that to the table. So
I can't wait for next week. I love Bama week. Stephen Cawley going to be on the show next Wednesday. Oh, I can't wait. That's my boy. And he's so delusional right now. It's awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Here's what I'll say. I'm a solid 9, I'd say. Only reason I'm not a 10 is the refs that Dylan brought up. Although they've been kind of switching to a different shade of red and black the past couple seasons in the SEC. But Alabama has played at Florida State. They've played Louisiana Monroe. They've played Wisconsin, Georgia. Granted, Georgia's a good team. And they've played Vanderbilt. They've allowed 40 pressures this year in those games. They have not seen a pass rush like what we can bring to the table, like what we will bring to the table that next week. Because this is the game that I think our team will be most hyped to play this year. I think we were hyped for Georgia. Don't get me wrong, but there's just something special about beating Alabama, especially when you can do it in their house.
Mm-hmm. It is something special, my friend. And I think you can. I think you should. I think that's the other thing. It's just, it shouldn't be something we sit here wondering about. Just go do it.
Mm-hmm.
But boys, we'll be back on Wednesday, man. I think we set the table up right on a Monday. Let's regroup and get back to it on Wednesday. I think midweek chat, we'll have obviously by the numbers. We'll get into our pick'ems. Ryan asks, am I going to T-Town? I am not, Ryan. I thought about it, but I'm not. I hate that place, dude. It's not even like you know how like Florida is a dump, like the swamp is a dump and everyone around it is a dump. You know what I mean? Like, and they know that. Well, Bama's a dump and the people don't believe it is. You know what I mean? So like it's one way in, one way out. You can't get out of that place. Like no, I'm not going. Nope. So I'm going to the swamp with those dirty, ugly, nasty fans. But past that, no, I'm good. No away games. Not worth going to see Tennessee absolutely beat the brakes off of Kentucky in 2 weeks. So doesn't make sense to go to that. The swamp is the only one that I really had circled all year because I think it's going to be an interesting game this year. So Tennessee needs to just go win in the swamp and prove that they can. And I like our quarterback. And I like what we could potentially do there. So we're going to the swamp, me and Turner. So look, he said, LOL, me too. It's 45 minutes from the crib, so I'm probably going to go. Well, tap in. Take them pictures, bro. I need to see them. Drop them. And Ryan, dude, listen, you need to hit me up on Instagram or on Facebook, Straight Up Tennessee. We got to get you in the Discord, bro. You've been a member for weeks. You've been, bro, like I'm telling you, you need to get in the Discord channel with us. So after the show's over, shoot us a DM on Instagram or on Facebook, Straight Up Tennessee. We'll get you the Discord link. You got to come tap in with us, bro. So, boys, till then, though, Wednesday, college football pick'ems, by the numbers, pump the gas, hit the brakes. We got a lot of stuff to get through Wednesday. It's going to be loaded a little bit. So it's going to be a fun night. So till then, y'all know what to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe, join the channel. We'll see you guys back live on Wednesday evening. I think around the same time. We might do 8:30 or we might do 8 again. We'll just kind of see what the vibes are like. I liked 8 o'clock. We had a big window. I kind of liked it. So let's go tap into some Monday Night Football, see what these Chiefs and Jaguars doing here. So till then, we love y'all, man. Thank y'all for the support. And we'll see you live on Wednesday night for the midweek chat from my guy Dylan. And my guy C2, it's your boy Wrecking the Building, man. We'll see you live Wednesday for the midweek chat. Peace.